welcome back. So today we're going to be doing this really pretty look today, and this was inspired by all the pictures that I see on Instagram, and I just kind of took a vibe from there and just went and just did my own thing, and this was just going with the flow. So I know I had an idea in my mind that I wanted to do a double cut crease and with glitter, but then I decided to do one cut crease and then the shading underneath. So to jump right into the look, I'm doing a warmer cut crease, and I'm using my Morphe warm color palette, and I'm just putting down this warm red brick tone, and this is just going to kind of deepen that crease a little bit. Now I'm going in with the orange, same palette, and I really wanted to kind of like take the undertone of that red and use that orange to kind of blend those two together and soften up the brow bone a little bit. And I'm just using the same brush, and this is like a softer blending brush. The bristles are very loose but still packed, where I can still get a lot of color, but I can blend very easily. So I'm sweeping those two colors towards the outside and the inside of my eyebrow. I want the colors to be very pigmented in those corners, because when I do my really high cut crease, this is going to allow me to still have that color. So of course I'm using my e.l.f. camo concealer, and I'm using an angled brush to outline the type of shape that I want to do. So I know I wanted it really high, really dramatic, and this is going to give me an idea where to start and where to end. So I'm just going to keep adding more of the concealer, and I'm going to be shading that concealer downward to kind of erase where I want to put my glitter. So it just helped me a little bit more to see like how far I want to go. So I'm just perfecting my lines, sharpening it up a little bit more, and you'll see I'm pulling that concealer downward. And I'm just taking my time with this. Doing cut creases is not really something you can do quickly. I mean, especially if you want like a really sharp line. So just take your time whenever you're doing cut creases, and you can just create any shape. And that's what I love about this technique of a cut crease with the concealer. You can really just create whatever you want. So now that I'm shading my concealer down, it kind of gives me a little bit of an area where to take it off. So I'm using this Target oil-free makeup remover, and I have to tell you guys, this stuff took it off. And I mean, it took it off like really well. Now, I don't know if I would say that it's technically oil-free. I still felt like it had some type of oil in there, which wasn't a problem, but you have to just make sure you go behind it and wipe it off. So I'm using like a really flat eyeshadow brush, and this is just going to kind of clean up that concealer that's underneath. So I'm taking a little bit of the makeup remover on the eyeshadow brush, wiping it off, cleaning it up, and then I'll go back in and wipe off the excess makeup remover, and that will kind of help kind of like not have like a residue-y feel. So these are the glitters that I'm using, and I put them down because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do them, but I can let you know right here. I started with the light pink, then I went into the orange, and then I went into the red, and I just ombre those two. Now I'm going back in with my e.l.f. camo concealer, and I'm just cutting out that shape one more time because I want it to be super sharp. And I really wanted this like organic flow of like just like a wind, I guess, just very sharp but soft at the same time. So that's just going to help me kind of be able to get a little bit closer to blend those colors in really tight up there next to the glitter. That concealer down, just pulling it down to my lid, so I can have a little bit of room to know where I want to start and where I want to stop. and that's just going to help me kind of, like I said, get in there and blend. So now I'm taking a fluffy eyeshadow brush. I would typically use this for my eyebrows or just to blend out concealer. So that's what I'm using it for. So I'm blending out that concealer to be as flat as possible. I want my shading to be like very soft and not textured. So I'm just gonna blend that concealer as flat and smooth as possible. I'm gonna like speeding this part up because it does take a little bit of time to kind of like perfect that line a little bit. But I do want to say this is my first time doing this look, so bear with me. I was kind of like, let me try this, let me try that, let me try to like figure out these different tones. And at this point, I said, okay, I'm gonna go in the red because I've already put down my red glitter. So I'm packing that in like super tight. Flat shader brush, and this kind of is a more denser brush, so you can really like pack in that color exactly where you want it, and it kind of allows you not to make like a lot of mess, which I like, especially with those like really tight corners. You can kind of really get it in there, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pack that red in, so you will see me constantly going in with that red and putting it down. I'm trying to like get that line like really close up to the glitter. Now I'm gonna be starting to work in with the orange soon. I just really want to pack in that red because once that's down, we're gonna cut it one more time. If you see like any areas that you need to like really go in there and just clean up a little bit with that red, this is like the perfect time to do it. So now I'm going in with that orange, and this is the same orange that I normally use. This is the eyeshadow remover that I got from the beauty supply. They pretty much selling it everywhere now, even I'm sure Amazon has it, but I would go for this one instead of wiping it off. I'm telling you, it keeps your makeup brushes dry, but it also takes off and remove a lot of the pigment. So I went from orange to pink, so I'm kind of like ombreing it backwards, because I didn't really know like what pink I wanted to choose, but I wanted a pink that was going to show up, so I decided with this one. So I'm just blending that orange and that pink together, and as you can see, I'm like patting it down and like looking to make sure like it's blended right. And I was like really disappointed that the pink glitter didn't show up as much as I wanted it to, but it was fine. Now I know when I work with that color pink glitter, I need to put a pink down. Here I am going back in with my e.l.f. camo concealer and cutting that one more time. I really want that to be just as sharp as the glitter. So I'm like trying to take my time and focus on the shape and just creating somewhat of the similar shape. Get it as close as possible. And I think I will do this again with like different colors. This was like really fun to do. Kind of like magical looking, very like festive. I would say like if you're going to like summer festival type look, this is really like fun type of eye. Like this is not your everyday eye for sure, but this is something if you want like people to look at your eyes, this is gonna be it. Very whimsical, like I don't know, like it kind of reminds me of like candy at the same time. So this is the finished look. I end up just putting on some lashes, liner, and I put up a little bit of glitter on the outer corner, and I completed my look with a little bit of fancy highlighter. I'm sorry I didn't add this into the look, but help me create my next look down below. Make sure you subscribe. Can't wait to see your ideas down in the comments.